parents count on you as a candidate to advocate for evidence-based curriculum and programs that address emotional and social issues that our middle and high schoolers face, such as bullying and mental health concerns. If so, what specific policies or actions would you support?
Absolutely. I absolutely support that. Look, raising kids today isn't like raising kids when we were all kids. Like, it is a totally different world today. The pressures that are placed on kids happen not only within school. Certainly we have bullying, we've had bullying unfortunately forever, but now you have social media coming around that, and that creates a whole new layer of bullying, a whole new layer of mental health issues for students. So I am a 100% proponent of making sure that we have embedded within the curriculum social and emotional learning for those students. We've done a great job over the last 4 or 5 months since I've been on the board of partnering with local organizations, the local hospitals, to make sure we have a layered approach to helping students in the mental health. One of the biggest things we need to do is make sure, as Aaron alluded to earlier with the stigma around financial stuff, we need to remove the stigma around students asking for mental health help. That is one of the biggest things. Like, no one is okay. Everyone has issues. We need to remove that stigma that somehow makes you weaker or makes you lesser of a human by asking for help when you need help. We all need help. We all need to help others.
Thank you. Jess?
Yeah, absolutely. I support evidence-based policies, including PBIS, including social emotional learning. The evidence shows that these programs are tremendously successful. They're tremendously popular. Over 90% of teachers and parents support both of them. The evidence shows that these programs help build empathy, and empathy helps build community. Community helps build belonging, and when you belong to a community, you achieve better. We absolutely should do that. I agree with Mark on this. It's okay to ask for help. We absolutely need to normalize that. All the evidence says so. I absolutely support these sorts of evidence-based policies. You can absolutely count on me to advocate for evidence-based policies. Again, I'm a lawyer. My day job is all about what the evidence shows. That's what we deal with every day. We need to trust the evidence and trust the science on this. Yeah.
Thanks, Jeff. Jeremy?
Thank you. The answer is simply yes. As a science teacher, evidence is very important to me. It's something that I strive to teach students how to discover and how to communicate effectively. As far as mental health goes, I think evidence can be hard to find a consensus on, but I think it's important that we as a board strive to try to find that consensus. As Jeff mentioned, there are some programs that are out there that have become very popular and very helpful. PBIS, Sources of Strength. There are also some community programs like NEST, which are very effective at coming in and working with students to provide those mental health services to students who may not be able to afford them outside of the school environment. In addition to that, I think that building community and building culture will help with these things. Students feel excluded because we have a culture in our district right now where it is, as Aaron mentioned, when the adults take away something like Diversity Day, students are left to wonder who's not welcome and why. That kind of environment leads to more and more and more mental health issues as students try to figure out why the adults in charge aren't taking care of them and aren't doing the things that they're supposed to do for them. So yes, I would support any evidence-based mental health policies and any programs that we could bring in to help our students. Thank you.
Thank you. Erin?
Yes, I'm in favor of evidence-based policies across the board, not just for social and emotional learning and not just for mental health, but those are two areas where it's really, really important, and especially to integrate it into the curriculum. So we've talked about PBIS, the positive behavioral interventions and supports. So that's essentially the idea of proactively supporting good behavior instead of just punishing bad behavior. And I see this with my kids in the schools that they go to. So my daughter comes home with a little sticker that says, "Ask me how I was Summit Strong today." Or at we go to pick the kids up and somebody else is wearing an "Ask me how I was Summit Strong today." And I'll ask the neighbor girl and she says, "It was because I was quiet during the line when nobody else was." So too bad for everybody else, but she got a Summit Strong sticker for that. One of the times that I was truly most proudest of my daughter ever was when I asked her what her Summit Strong sticker was for, and she said that there was a new kid who transferred into the district who was sitting by themselves in the cafeteria, and she invited them to join her table. And that to me is exactly what we should be teaching with social and emotional learning, because these are the skills that will help people in life, and they were the ones that will help them help their friends. So whether it's that, or positive office referrals, or extra Friday recesses, it's age appropriate, but these are exactly the kind of evidence-based data that we should be using to make policies just like this.
Thank you. Of course.
So, fifth person in line, but I'll say PBIS, the Positive Behavioral Intervention Supports, is a great program, and I was on the board when that came in. So not only am I in favor of it, I've proven that. So we have the multi-tiered system of supports. I try to remember all the things. We are so much better now than we were 20 years ago, because we know more. We know how important mental health is. And even if you look at it just from the bottom line of our kids doing well, if their mental health is good, they're going to do better in the classroom. So even people who are very Machiavellian, get the end justifying the means, well, no, here it is. We get a better result with mental health. Now, obviously, it's bigger than that. But I've seen that we also have some community partnerships, which is something I think we can develop even more with Children's Hospital in our middle and high schools, and then the NECO program in elementary schools. We have a mental health collaborative. We can branch out and not have it all necessarily in-house, but to branch out with our community partners, because there's excellent community partners with Step Up Anderson, and then the Knowlton Diagnostic, I see that's coming out, which has telehealth for our kids too, which we haven't got to the finance part of it, but it's nice because these are community partnerships that don't necessarily cost the district and our taxpayers money, but it also we get the benefit for our kids.
Thank you.